Hey beauties, it's Riri. If you're new here, I'm an over 40 lover of all things beauty, and I love showcasing indie brands here on my channel. If that sounds like your cup of tea, please consider subscribing and give the video a thumbs up. If you subscribe and you like what you see, turn on your notification bell so you'll never miss an upload. We're diving right in. I am going to be doing a 5 looks, 1 palette with the new Nomad Cosmetics Royal Europe palette. I'm going to do a look with you guys here today, and then I will speed up the 2 looks that I did film and show pictures of the other 2 looks that I did. Spoiler alert, it's fabulous, but I'm going to do this look, and then we will discuss some deets, pricing, and my final thoughts and review. Let's pin our hair up and dive in. Alright, and my lids are primed with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. We are going to dive in. The only shades that I have not used yet, shockingly, because they're my favorite, are the greens. So I'll be going in with this row right here today. And I do actually have a time limit today because it's my grandma's birthday. Yeah, please wish my beautiful grandmother a happy birthday. 84 years young today, just saying. But my mother and I are going to go celebrate my grandma's birthday and go surprise her. Take her some food, take her some cake. I'm going to go into, do I want to go light to dark today? Or dark to light? Because I'm actually wearing this out, I don't want to go too crazy. So I'm going to go into Villanelle Place first with a fluffy brush. You will get some kickback in this palette, but that does not bother me as long as they are long lasting on the lids, and they are, so I don't mind it at all. Also, if you're looking at this and you're like, girl, that's a little bit too bold for me, a little bit too much, I don't really do these kinds of shades, or if you just feel like they're too deep in tone for you, as you can see how dark this is in the pan. I'm going in with a super loose, kind of fluffy, open brush. And I'm laying down just a tiny bit of pigment, and then I'm blending. That is the key. If I went in with a, kind of smudger brush, a more flat, kind of packed brush, I'm going to lay down more pigment. If I go in very softly, tap it off, and then automatically start moving it around, I'm going to end up with a little bit of a softer blend here, instead of it giving kind of full opacity. Now, of course, as you'll see through the other looks that I've completed, you can definitely get full opacity here, which I love. Nomad, I've said this before, Nomad Cosmetics has one of my all-time favorite matte formulas. They're a little bit softer pressed in the pan, which I actually like, because then it gives me the option to be able to blend it out, shear it out if I want to, or pack it, pack it with a punch. They are incredibly easy to work with. You can see I'm doing this in real time with you guys. They can layer well, they blend well, they don't get patchy or stick or get muddy or anything like that. I really love the formula. I think they're super smooth and super buttery, very easy to blend, very beginner friendly, and they last all day on my lids. Again, you do get some kickback, but that does not bother me. Now I'm going in with the deeper shade, and you'll see I've gone to a smaller brush, and I'm going to place the pigment down, as opposed to going in and automatically starting to buff it out. So I'm laying it in place. Placement of your handle is also important. You can see I'm holding my brush kind of way down here. If I wanted to add more pigment, I'm going to go from the top of the brush. Holding my brush down here gives me a little bit more of a diffused look. I'm going to go in for just a touch more. I'm aiming for a little bit softer of a look today. Not that there's anything wrong with going out and having a bold in-your-face look, but I mean, I'm literally running to the store in my grandma's house. My grandma don't give a shit what I look like. Let's just be real. So I'm going to come in about halfway with that shade. Again, still pressing it into place. And that looks great to me. I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush, tapping off my brush again, and again, holding it way down at the end of the brush. So if you are looking at this and you are afraid and you're like, oh man, like those multi-chromes look delicious and beautiful and yummy and fantastic, but I don't know that I use as mattes. First of all, these multi-chromes are going to be sold as singles as well for only $12. The palette itself is $57. So if you're eyeing just the multi-chromes, you can purchase those separately, which I love that idea. Going back in with King's Room. And again, just going to punch it up a little bit. I'm going to go in with a small smudger brush. This is nice and firm. And I'm going to use that to line the bottom of the I'm going to use this to line the lower lash line. Sorry, y'all, I'm blind as hell, so I have to get real close to my mirror. I'm going to go back into the green. This is a REFERRAL 13. I'm going to go into the lighter green and smudge this out with that. And typically, I just kind of go in with my fingers. I have found that with this, they're still beautiful and amazing and impactful without glitter glue. But if you want the most bang for your buck, honey, I suggest glitter glue. I always start with a little bit on the back of my hand and basically put that on the entire inner part of the lid. And then with that same exact brush in the sticky side, I'm going to go into Royal Orb. I also want to note that I have a video up already swatching the multi-chromes, doing hand swatches and stuff of the other shades. I also have some shorts up with the palette in indoor lighting as well as outdoor sunlight. I'm going to switch to my finger. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so dang pretty. Ugh. You guys, I love this palette. When I say I love this palette, I'm obsessed. I'm going to go back in with the brush that I used for the dark green. And I'm going to lightly smooth it in between those two shades. Then I'm going to finish it off with a brush just to make sure that the blend is there. Oh, that is so beautiful. I'm just going to finish this up with a coat of mascara. I'll do this eye off of camera. We're going to come back. I'll pop up the other looks. And let's talk some final thoughts. All right, here is our finished look. I think it is incredibly beautiful. And you guys saw I did this one in real time. It did not take any time at all. I finished up with my Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Amber. Tartelette Tubing Mascara. That is a mouthful, and I have to say. And then the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Extra Frosting, just to kind of brighten up the eyes. Here is this look. Let's dive into the other looks while I talk about this palette. So with my first two looks, I wanted to explore our neutrals, and then of course I went in with the blues, and then my all-time favorite color in the entire palette is the Bleu de France. I'm just obsessed with it. Obviously I love greens, but that shade just blew my mind, as did Royal Treasure. This palette is going to retail for $57. It does launch tonight at 12:01 a.m. It is going to be $57, and you can use code RERE10 for 10% off. That is a non-affiliate code. I do not make any commission or anything. That code is just for you guys to save a little bit of coin. And if you love these multi-chromes as much as I do, and you're eyeing basically one or two of them, and you solely want to buy those, you can also purchase the multi-chrome shades as singles for $12 each. Again, you can use code RERE10 for 10% off. But you can see here that I created this beautiful, easy, neutral look. That's something that I really love about the preface of the palette is you can literally go down in each trio and it's basically a curated look for you already. It's already laid out for you, super easy, super convenient. The only thing that I will note here is I did have some staining when I did my swatches and slight staining upon removal of the eye looks. However, as soon as I washed my face, it was gone. I also do sort of wish that instead of Imperial Crown in the first row with the neutrals, I would have loved to have seen an iridescent pop of like a kind of champagne-y, goldy white shade. Something pretty universal and something that we could use for, you know, under the brow bone and or the inner corner. But I've just been going in with a highlighter that I've had sitting on my vanity to complete my looks. I will also note that there's considerable fallout with the matte formulation. That does not bother me. I like to note it for you guys. And both the multi-chromes and the mattes had fantastic staying power. I will note on me, I do have more dry, kind of hooded, heavy lids. The shimmer formula, after about 7 to 8 hours, did crease slightly on me. Other than that, though, incredible long wearability. I love this palette. I love the preface. I love the packaging. It's almost like 3D die cut. I love the curated little trios in here. I think it's incredibly beginner friendly. It's very impactful, but as you guys could see with this look, if you go in with a soft, open, fluffy brush, you tap your brush off, you can get just a little tiny dab of pigment or color if you want, and you can place it down and just kind of shear it out a little bit, or you can also pack a punch. I also wanted to play with all of the metallic shades, so I literally just went in, I put NYX glitter glue down, nothing else on my eyelids, and I went in just with my pinky finger in every single shade, and then I tightened it up with just a firm brush, and I stuck a jewel in the freaking inner corner. It was so easy, literally less than 10 minutes, and it was impactful as heck. The other one, I kind of did like a matte, a shimmer, a matte, a shimmer. Maybe it wasn't the cutest look, but I wanted to do something a little different, and then again, I added some rhinestones. I'm going to give this palette a 4.5 of 5 yellow hearts, solely for the fact that I wish it just had a lighter inner corner shade, and you are going to get substantial fallout with the matte shades. That does not bother me. I'm solely noting it for you guys because I know some people that, you know, they are bothered by that. I love the palette. It is now my favorite Nomad Cosmetics palette. This is my 5th look. I'm still getting inspired by it. It is absolutely incredible. It is stunning, you guys. And for them to keep the price point at under $57 literally blows my mind. I've seen quads for more money than this. Comment down below which look was your favorite, and is this going to be something that's going to be on your wish list? Are you going to be picking this up late tonight? Let's have that conversation. I love you, beauties. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties!